It's crazy how fast the first 267 days of this year went by, and considering it's Tuesday, September 24th, there are only 99 days left in the year. Totally missed the opportunity to talk about a 100-day challenge yesterday, but we're going to do a 99-day challenge, which is one less day. Makes it a lot easier, right? Well, anyway, we're going to talk about how we can get your diet and training in order to make the most of this year so you can get results and start off and finish this year strong and start off next year even stronger, because so many people just wait till New Year's because of the holiday and all this kind of stuff that they're like, well, I don't really want to start anything now. But think about where you could be at the end of this year if you just put in those 3 months and 9 days of really solid effort on a few key things. Just imagine where you could be. And then by the time New Year's comes around, you're already building momentum. You already got things in order. You've already built some of the habits you need to build. So you just keep going and you just absolutely crush 2025. So it all starts with right now. And we're going to talk about a few things that I talk about a lot on this channel, and it is for a good reason. Because once you implement the things I'm about to share, if you're not already, it can make such a dramatic impact, and it doesn't take much time to do. That's the coolest part about how I built my fitness methods, is it doesn't take much time. Because I don't have much time myself, so therefore my recommendations end up being stuff that doesn't take much time. So if you've found yourself really in a position where you cannot stick to a routine because it takes too much time, or it takes too much effort, or it takes too many variables to complete the plan, well, you're in luck. Let's go ahead and get right into this. Now, the first thing takes 10 minutes to set up, takes 10 minutes a day, and it completely can control how your body looks at will. That's the really cool part. So all it is download a free app like MyFitnessPal. You don't have to pay for it. The paid version is cool, but you don't need that. And all you do is you enter in your information. You talk about like your age, your height, your weight, your gender, put in your activity level estimated based on kind of like your job, if you have an active job or more a sedentary job, and then how many times you plan on working out. In the case of what we're going to talk about here, 3 days a week. So typically that's lightly active to active, but again, it depends upon what your day job is. Enter that information and set your goal to lose 1 pound per week. It is possible to lose more, but we're going to set it to 1, so that's the baseline that we're going to expect moving forward. And what you're going to do is you're just going to track every single gram of food you eat, every single sip of food. Well, it depends if you're drinking your food, which you shouldn't be, in my opinion. Every sip of drink, every condiment, even some of the supplements that you might be taking have calories. Worth tracking those too, just to build the habit of tracking every single thing you consume. So that way you have a really clear picture on what you're eating, how you're eating, things you can improve on. Maybe like if you need to get more protein, or maybe you want to lower the dietary fat, or maybe lower the carbs, or raise the dietary fat. Like, in my opinion, based on things that I've seen, based on the research that I've read, if you're not getting at least 120 grams of protein, probably good to increase that. And if you're not getting at least about 40 grams of dietary fat, probably good to increase that. With the modern foods that are available constantly, the second one's not too hard to reach, but some people don't eat a lot of dietary fat, and that would be a good thing to look into. As far as protein goes, eating all kinds of protein-rich foods like meats and some dairy and eggs, egg whites, all kinds of different things you can do for that. Protein powder is okay. I don't personally have it, but it's a very useful tool, and it doesn't cost much per serving. So that's always a good option out there too. You can get trace amounts of proteins from breads and beans and rice and all the other things that you have in your meals. Those do contribute to your overall protein goal as well. But the coolest way to find this out is by using MyFitnessPal to track everything, and you'll see how your whole day looks and how your diet looks as a whole to see where you can improve. And that's all you have to do. And you just simply type it in, take a few minutes today. And the cool thing is you can also use it as a planner. You plan out your meals for the day, so you just go ahead and eat them, and you know you're going to be on track. And that's a really cool thing. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we got to work out. We got to hit the weights. We got to lift things up and put them down. And if you don't have a lot of time, you can even go more minimal than what I'm doing here and what I'm about to recommend. But this is pretty much the most well-rounded routine that doesn't take a lot of time, and it makes it very simple to make progress. And I'm just going to go through each of the exercise recommendations and each of the rep ranges and all that, which are going to actually be all the same for simplicity's sake. If you don't have a lot of time, you don't want to spend a lot of brain energy thinking about things. You just want to go in, get the work done, and get out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the classic Monday push day, aka chest, shoulder, triceps. We're going to do some kind of chest press, some kind of shoulder press, some kind of chest fly, some kind of lateral raise for the side delts of the shoulders, and some kind of tricep extension. It could be an overhead, could be a cable push down, could be a skull crusher. Not exactly my favorite exercise, but if you like it, you could. Any kind of tricep extension. All these exercises, just 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Wednesday, we're going to be doing a pull day. We're going to do some kind of row where your chest is supported ideally. So a lot of the machines, you can put your chest on the pad and do a row. We're going to do also pull-ups or pull-downs, like the lat pull-downs. And then we're also going to do some kind of rear delt fly or face pull. So just something to hit that upper back and rear delts there. And then we're also going to do bicep curls, and we're going to do hammer curls because it hits the arms a little bit differently and makes a big impact if you combine them both. And that's the pull day. Again, 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Keep it all simple, straightforward, and it's very important, which we'll get into in a bit, why it's 2 sets of 8 to 12. Friday, we're going to be doing leg day, some kind of squat or leg press, some kind of deadlift or hip thrust machine if you have those, a leg curls. We're going to do straight leg calf raises, specifically because it hits both parts of the calves. The bent doesn't so much. And then we're going to do hanging knee raises or hanging leg raises. And the or is because we want to give you either or as an option, but whatever you pick on that exercise, do it for, just finish out the year with that same exercise, unless it starts giving you an issue, which I can talk about that in a future video. But the reason we're doing 2 sets of 8 to 12 is it makes it so the weight isn't so crazy like a set of 5 would end up being, or a set of 6, which very close. And also it pushes you up to doing sets of 12. And that way, again, it doesn't tax the body the same way that heavy weight does, but it's also heavy enough to produce a really good stimulus on the muscle. And also when you're pushing up each week, you want to start off with a weight that you can do for about 8 reps, maybe 10, push until you get sets of 12, 2 sets of 12. Once you get for 2 sets of 12, then you increase the weight the following week and do this process again. You get up to sets of 12 again. So you increase the reps, increase the weight, increase the reps. Talked about this in my last video. It's a very proven way to make sure you're gaining strength, but you're also putting more tension on the muscle, which will stimulate the muscle to grow if you combine that with the diet like we're talking about above. And that's what I do that. And as far as the exercise recommendations, it doesn't necessarily have to specifically be what I said. However, it should closely resemble the exercises. So like the chest press could be a push-up, could be a machine press, could be a bench press with barbell or dumbbells or cables even. But you want to do that multi-joint exercise for the first 2, and then the other 3 are isolation exercises, at least for the program I've laid out here. And all you really want to do is just push to get stronger and push to improve your technique on all the exercises, and you will be able to make progress with that. And as for cardio, 5K steps a day or more. Keep it really simple. Anything else is extra. So beyond that, there is one more thing that's incredibly important to get results with fitness, with diet, with training, with all this stuff, which is the whole thing between your ears here is called your mind. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start, whether you want to or not, your mind's going to start playing tricks on you. It's going to be like, you talking to your own body apparently is going to be like, oh, we're tired today. We're going to just take another rest day. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. I'm like really extra hungry. We're going to eat a little bit more for this meal. Oh, look, that food looks good. We're going to go have that. Definitely doesn't fit my calories, but 1 day is fine. And then 2 days is fine. We'll get back to it Monday. Your brain's going to do these things where it makes it more challenging than it needs to be because you're putting your body under stress with training. That's okay. You have to accept that it is going to get challenging and it's going to get harder over time, but you will also get better. Therefore, stronger, therefore being able to lift more weight months down the road than you ever could when you started or when you got on this routine. and it's going to be a really cool thing. So knowing that, looking forward to that, is going to help you push through those moments where you're like, oh, this is really hard, I'm tired. Well, think about where you want to be. Think about the muscles that you want to grow, the strength that you want to build. If you do that, it helps you stay on track. With the diet side of things, you're going to be hungry. When you're not eating enough for what your body needs so that you can use body fat as energy and burn it off so that way you can get lean, you're going to be hungry. Your body's going to send you signals saying, hey, you got to eat, you got to eat, you got to eat. You're not eating enough, but that's okay because that's the whole point. The point is to use, like I said, the body fat as fuel to burn it off so that way you get lean. And I just repeated myself. I totally understand that, but it is that important to know. And so when you have those moments where that ice cream looks extra good, well, make sure you can fit it into your calories. Make sure you're getting enough protein and you'll be okay. It's not like you have to cut out all these foods completely and deprive yourself of all the things you actually enjoy in life just to get in shape. You don't have to. If you're going to be a bodybuilder on stage, this is not the channel for you, and I don't know how to handle that. I've never done that, and I don't plan on it. So that's a whole different conversation. But as far as generally getting fit, strong, healthier, all this kind of stuff, you can enjoy different things in your diet and not have it be so strict as long as you follow calories and protein. And of course, like over down the road, you can optimize these things. But as far as sticking to it, just knowing that it's okay to be hungry, knowing that it's going to take time, you just kind of search inward for that deep inner desire to make it happen. Think about where you want to be. Think about, you know that it's going to take work to get there, but once you get there, you can look back and be like, hey, I did that. I put in that work. I ate the right amount of food for my body, and I got the results. It may not feel like you're even close to it now, but it's going to take time. It's going to take that effort, but it will be so worth it. So that's really what we're going to do for the remainder of this year. Yes, even through the holidays, of course, you can have time with friends and family and enjoy some good foods there. But because you're setting yourself up now, it's not going to make as big of an impact as it would have if you just kind of stick with what you've been doing and getting the results that you have been getting. If you do this, you'll have that leeway. And then you're still going to be building that momentum to get through that point and enjoy your time, but also just be stronger, fitter, and everything so that when New Year's comes around, you're just ready to go. So hopefully you found this helpful. Talked a lot about a lot of things. If you have any questions you need clarification on any of the 3 things that I talked about here, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to go over that with you and also shoot more videos about that. And this may be a bold claim, and I probably shouldn't make any promises, but I'm going to go ahead and share as many insights as I possibly can on video one way or another. Whether it's a short or a long, I guess people are calling that nowadays, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to guide you across the way. And if you haven't yet, gainswithgabe.com for more direct help, more specific guidance on how to get the results that you want through the free guide, the daily email insights, the Discord community that I'm trying to grow, through the coaching and the programs, everything you can get at gainswithgabe.com when you become a free subscriber. So go ahead, check it out, and I will talk to you next time.